The indicator is cool, but to be honest, the real vision, the real X-ray vision should be up here. You don't want to have to look at arrows on your chart to figure out what direction you're trading. Yeah, man. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy TBT, back with another one. Today, what we doing, you feel me, is we about to go over my thought process on this video that Official Lens, if you know her, she's a pretty good trader. She had made a video in 2021 about the best institutional order block indicator. Now, right off the bat, when I heard that, I was like, bruh, an order block indicator? There's so much to order blocks, just from my experience with ICT, like just in his public mentorship, there's so much to order blocks that you can't just put it in the indicator. But I guess some people done did it already, so we're gonna see about how efficient it is. We're gonna kind of analyze it. I'm gonna give y'all my take from a mentorship student perspective, coming from knowledge of ICT, and I'll give you as much knowledge as I can as far as the actual order block, what it actually is, and my thoughts. So let's get into it. So this is a video that I've got queued up right here from Official Lens. She's just kind of talking about it, but she kind of goes over in her video how to set it up and all that stuff and how it helps her. And as I watched the video, I kind of thought to myself, I don't know if they're using it correctly. I don't know if this is exactly how it's supposed to be used, but I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, if someone can easily make order block indicator, they can, if they had the right knowledge, they could make it correctly. You feel me? So yeah, so let's just go ahead and hop into it. I already had kind of looked at it for myself before, just to kind of prep myself. So y'all already know I basically trade ICT's public model. Of course, I use some other things that are in his private mentorship, but I basically enjoy using his public model because it's very easy to understand, and if you understand bias, it's easy to understand the public model. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you how to get to the indicator. I don't use no indicators, right? I don't use any indicators at all, but if you're going to use indicators, this is where you go to find them. Order block, not order block. It's order block finder, experimental by Wu Galimbalum. So obviously there's going to be a difference between different people's definition of order block, which is why I'm doing this video. So I got it added to my chart. Essentially, Lynn said that when you set it up, if you have the setting on 5, it's like a lot, and you can go all the way up to what, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, it just the higher you go, the more order blocks it finds. So I'm just gonna go with like 6 and see how that does. I'm gonna go back into the settings and see what else. It says use whole range, high low for order block making, show latest bullish channel, show latest bearish channel, show label for documentation tooltip, show latest OB panel. I don't know, let's just use it how they intended, and then we'll figure out later. So anyways, right off the bat, you can kind of see it kind of trying to identify some order blocks. And right off the bat, I'm looking and I'm wondering what is it talking about? Like, what order block is it even pointing to right here? And I'm not trying to take it, you know, obviously I'm free right now. I'm about to go to the pro in about, actually today, I'm about to go to the pro because it's my birthday, you feel me? So I'm upgrading so y'all don't have to see no more ads on my chart. So y'all know I'm official, but yeah, we about to see. Let me see if I can get these settings right, because to me it looked like, okay, if I go, oh, looks like if you go down it finds more. I thought she said if you go up it finds more. Okay, so if you go up it finds less, if you go down it finds more. So let's go to like 3. She says she uses 3. Okay, this is more like it. Now let's just go over the definition of an order block, just so y'all are clear, okay? It is the highest up close candle. The highest, so let's say a bearish order block is the highest up close candle. So if we're just gonna go right here, let's go to this range. You might be confused. Which of these is the highest up close candle? Which is the highest candle? This is the highest candle, obviously. So you go with the most recent highest up close candle. So the top all the way to the bottom of the wick. That's the entire range of the order block. Now if you want to be specific, you just want to use the bodies, that's up to you, right? But then there's the case of when is there, and this is on the 15-minute. You could do the same thing with the hour chart, right? If you're going to do the hour chart, it's the same thing. You're looking for the same thing, the highest up close candle. It doesn't matter what chart you're on. Now obviously, depending on what chart you're on, you're going to get a smaller or bigger order block, right? So this would be the highest up close, and then as you go down, look, let's see, like this for example, if this was the highest up close, it would be all three of these candles because they're consecutive. Okay, so that's the difference between like everyone else's knowledge in ICTs, is that these two consecutive can be an order block, but then you go down to the 15-minute time frame, right? And you get back into, what range was I in? I think I was right. Oh no, I might have been over here somewhere. I don't know where I was at, honestly. If we just go to a random range, yeah, let's go here because there's just a lot of them. So I think this is actually where we was at. So you can see that where we were at, this was a large order block. It was like 1 or 2, but now it's 3 up close candles, 3 consecutive up close candles. This entire thing would be counted as the order block range, right? So then again, 3 consecutive up close candles. After we've traded down here, what is this? What do I like to see? Order block, fair value gap, boom, trades into it, doesn't pass it, creates another order block. Exactly, like, and so then you come down, you get another fair value gap, look what trades into it, doesn't go past the fair value gap, order block, right? Doesn't even touch the order block, stays open, and we continue to trade down. That's essentially my model, right? So that is what an order block is supposed to look like. Now, when we do this, it's telling us that this is a bullish order block. So that's right off the bat, that's a problem. Because what are we in? We're in a downtrend, correct? So how are you going to have a bullish order block at the height of a liquidity run in a downtrend? There's no way that you're going to have a bullish order block because everything's bearish right now. The overall market sentiment is bearish. So why would we ever have a bullish order block in the midst of that? Now, it's possible. Yes, you can have a bullish order block and it can be utilized, right? Like, so let's say for instance over here, price, let's take all this stuff off the chart real quick. Oh, they didn't take that off. It's weird. So say for instance here, I gave you an example of a bearish order block, but a bullish order block would be this. Let's just go into this range right here. We go in the 15-minute and we go back into that range. I'm assuming that range was this. So we go here. After liquidity has been breached, yes, you can have a bullish order block, right? So that would be the opposite of the highest up close. It would be the lowest down close. So if we're just gonna look, let's see if we can make it a little bit clear for y'all. Let's look here. In this area right here, there are 4 consecutive down close candles. Now, that's kind of a lot, right? It's not very clear which one is the order block because when you see price trying to come back and retest, it doesn't really retest off of, I guess it does actually retest off of this, the top of what would be the order block, correct? So 4 consecutive closed candles. Now, 4 is a lot. I usually typically go with 3, but if you see it, price trades back into it here, the top of this order block, the height of this candle is it's up here, 1.19929. The low of this candle, 1.19986. So it's close, but it's not exact, right? But a clear example would be this. So this is not an order block. Yes, they're all consecutive 15-minute candles, but this is not an order block. This is an order block, right? Price trades up, down closed candle. This is technically the lowest down closed candle. This one you could say is the first one, right? So if we started here, if this was the lowest down closed candle, like I don't like to use, if there's 17 candles, like come on, you feel me? Like we're not going to use all 17 of these candles. We can use the last one if it's like this, but I like to just start here. Like lowest down close candle, most recent lowest down close candle, price trades back into it. This is the entire range. This trades back about halfway. It doesn't breach halfway. When you don't breach the halfway point of a fair value gap or a order block, that is very good, because that means that price is going to continue in the way that you want it to, most likely, because it didn't even breach more than 50% of that range, that order block range. So we see that price does that here, then this becomes an order block, and you see that price doesn't even close past this area, right? This order block gets traded off of, this one becomes an order block, gets traded off of, you see price go expand fast, right? And that's how you know you were right. So now if we were to put the order block finder on here, let's see what it came up with. Okay, it did come up with this bullish order block, that's correct, and this would be the bullish order block over here. But you could also say that these consecutive ones, so it seems to me that the order block finder, it's not doing the entirety of what the order block truly is. It's telling you what the lowest or highest down close or up close candle is, which is good. It's going to help you to find it, but you kind of got to be careful. You got to know the context. You got to know the narrative. That's what ICT likes to say. So besides that though, with what Official Lens shared and whoever created this order block finder, this is pretty dope. I mean, this is going to help people find at least the lowest down close candle, and if you can find that and you understand the higher time frame bias, you will be good. You just got to be able to use those fair value, those imbalances, those fair value gaps, and understand what side of the market you want to be on, and then you straight. I mean, the indicator is cool, but to be honest, the real vision, the real X-ray vision should be up here. You don't want to have to look at arrows on your chart to figure out what direction you're trading in. You should already know what direction you're trading in, and you should be actively finding those order blocks, those fair value gaps, those breakers, to be able to design your trade ideas properly. You need to know that by heart. You don't want somebody spoon feeding you, and then when you get it wrong, you're going to blame the indicator. No, it's not the indicator's fault, because it's actually doing a good job. It's just that you got to understand the higher time frame bias. So with that said, I hope that this helped. I hope that maybe some of y'all can use this indicator if you want. I'm not condoning indicators, but if I did condone one, this is one that I would say is probably okay. Now, Official Lens said use it at 3 or 4. I agree with her. 3 is probably the best thing. It's going to find as many as it can. And within the bias, if you're using the bias the right way, as long as you understand that it can be up to 3 consecutive or 4 consecutive up close candles or down close candles, the highest up close candles or lowest down close candles, then you will understand how to properly use it. Okay, so boom. With that said, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yeah, man.